I'm here with Andrea Meyer, one of the bloggers at the event here. Great to have you. I would love to hear what you think are some of the biggest insights you've heard so far at the event, recognizing we're maybe a quarter of the way through.
Right, yeah. Well, there's been a lot of talk about value creation and creating new products that customers would really enjoy having. And one thing that I heard that was interesting was the notion of, we've been talking about collaboration and innovation, and I'm writing for the Collaborative Innovation blog, so that's what I'm kind of keying in on. And one of the presenters today talked about, that was the presenter from Microsoft, he talked about the notion that you first need to collaborate before you innovate. And the reason is you want to get that voice of the customer into the whole design process. And he was talking about how Dassault Systemes Solutions are actually enabling that kind of conversation way earlier than in the past, not just talking theoretically, but talking in a virtual environment where you can actually be prototyping these new products in a real life simulation way. So it's really lifelike. So customers can be kind of looking at these new design products, for example, a new way to design a house or something like that, and they can be walking through this system with you and be talking about it and giving you feedback, and then the manufacturer can go and take those ideas and actually create the real life product. And so that was kind of mind-blowing for me in terms of really, you're not just taking this idea and actually physically creating it in the virtual world, and having a real conversation with customers who can really respond to things and be talking about, well, how about pulling in this and how about pulling in that, and creating a new product that way.
So what we're really doing is we're accelerating the whole cycle of this build it, try it, fix it, where we're able to test something out almost real time rather than having to go through the process of creating it and then testing it out. We're now sort of getting these things in very, very short cycles.
Yes, exactly. And I was just at Parker Hannifin was giving a presentation talking about how they're using some of the simulation technology to actually in the sales process also, because they're talking about, how do you, for example, take the energy of waves and create it into electrical energy for the electrical grid. Well, they're simulating this and showing exactly how that's going to happen, and then saying, see? And it's like, gosh, it already exists. Well, yeah, this is great, and making sales that way. So it's accelerating the sales cycle as well.
This is a pretty fascinating space, and I'm going to ask you a question that may seem a little out of left field. Okay. But one of our colleagues tweeted this one, so I figured I'd ask you because I know you think about this a lot. And the question was, would somebody talk about the difference between collaboration and crowdsourcing? Do you have a perspective on that one?
That's interesting because to me, collaboration is more about relationship and ongoing, the whole process of you're having more of a conversation. And whereas crowdsourcing, you can actually, I think, divide that up into more piecemeal kinds of tasks where you might just ask one question of 1,000 people, and they can respond to that question, and that may be the only interaction with them, and yet they've helped to crowdsource in terms of giving you a design or something like that, and then they might leave and someone else might come in and take up another part of it. So collaboration, I would see, is more of an ongoing conversation and ongoing relationship.